Tears are often misunderstood. People see them as weakness, as surrender, as the moment someone gives up. But the truth is very different. Tears are proof of effort, proof of love, proof of courage. They fall only when someone has cared deeply, tried honestly, and hoped bravely. This is the story of a person whose tears became silent evidence of a life fully lived, even when it hurt. 1. The weight behind quiet eyes. Ayan was known for his silence. In a world that celebrated loud confidence and visible success, Ayan moved softly. He spoke little, smiled politely, and carried a depth in his eyes that most people never noticed. But behind those quiet eyes lived storms, dreams that didn't come true, efforts that went unnoticed, and pain that never found words. From childhood, Ayan was told to be strong. Don't cry, they said. Tears don't change anything. Be a man. So he learned to swallow his emotions, to nod instead of argue, to smile instead of scream. But emotions don't disappear when ignored. They settle deep inside, waiting for the right moment to surface. That moment came many years later, in a small, empty room, late at night, when no one was watching. 2. Dreams that demanded everything. Ayan had dreams, big ones. He dreamed of becoming someone who mattered, someone who could lift his family out of struggle, someone who could look in the mirror and feel proud. He worked harder than most people knew. Late nights, early mornings, sacrifices no one applauded. While others rested, he studied. While others celebrated, he planned. While others gave up, he kept going. But life doesn't always reward effort immediately. Opportunities slipped away. Interviews ended in polite rejections. Promises were made and broken. Slowly, hope began to feel heavy instead of exciting. Every failure added another quiet tear to his story. Tears he never cried in front of anyone. 3. The loneliness of trying alone. What hurt Ayan most wasn't failure, it was loneliness. Trying alone is exhausting. When no one sees your struggle, when no one understands your exhaustion, it begins to feel pointless. People only notice results, not the road that leads there. You should be doing better by now, some said. Others your age are already successful, they added. No one asked how tired he was. No one asked how many times he almost quit. No one asked how many nights he sat in silence, questioning his worth. That night alone in his room, Ayan finally allowed himself to cry, not loudly, not dramatically, just quiet tears sliding down his face, and in those tears lived every effort he had ever made. Each tear carried a memory. The tear for the exam he failed after months of preparation. The tear for the opportunity he missed by one small mistake. The tear for the dream he was afraid to let go of but couldn't reach. But those tears were not signs of weakness. They were proof that he cared, proof that he tried, proof that he hadn't given up even when it would have been easier to stop. People who never try don't cry. People who never hope don't feel heartbreak. People who never risk don't feel pain. Tears are not the end of the journey. They are part of it. 5. A silent conversation with the self. As Ayan sat there, tears falling freely, something changed. For the first time he spoke to himself, not with criticism, but with kindness. You tried, he whispered. You really did. Those words felt strange. He had never given himself credit before. He was always focused on what he lacked, what he failed, what he hadn't become yet. But in that quiet moment he realized something powerful. Trying matters, even when the outcome isn't perfect. Effort matters, even when success is delayed. Tears matter, because they prove you showed up. He stopped pretending he was unaffected. Strength isn't about never crying. Strength is about continuing, even after you cry. And for the first time in a long while, Ayan felt strong. 7. A new way of moving forward. Life didn't suddenly become easy. Challenges remained. Rejections still came. Doubts still whispered late at night. But something inside him had shifted. Now when he felt overwhelmed, he didn't suppress it. When he felt pain, he allowed it. When tears came, he let them fall, without guilt. Because each tear reminded him, I am trying, and that matters. 8. The quiet victory. Months later, progress came slowly. Not dramatic success, not overnight change, just small wins, tiny steps forward. But Ayan appreciated them deeply, because he knew the cost of every step. He knew the tears behind each moment of growth. And one day, standing under the open sky, he smiled, not because life was perfect, but because he had survived himself. He had tried, he was still trying, and that was enough. 9. A message written in tears. If someone had asked Ayan what he learned, he would have said this: your tears are not your weakness, they are your truth. They prove that you loved, hoped, and tried, when giving up would have been easier. And that lesson stayed with him forever. This is not just Ayan's story. It is the story of everyone who tried quietly, everyone who cried alone, everyone who felt unseen but kept going. If you've cried because you cared, if you've cried because you tried, then your tears matter. They are proof that your heart is alive. Time passed, and Ayan began to notice something unexpected. His tears had taught him things success never did. They taught him patience. They taught him empathy. They taught him to recognize pain in others' eyes. People who cry deeply understand deeply.
and that understanding changed how he treated the world and himself. 2. Learning to be gentle with the self. Ayan stopped being cruel to himself. Instead of saying, "I'm not enough," he said, "I'm still learning." Instead of saying, "I failed," he said, "I tried, and I'll try again." This shift didn't remove pain, but it made pain easier to carry. Self-compassion became his quiet strength. 3. Helping others without words. One day a friend broke down in front of him. No advice, no motivational speech, just tears. Ayan didn't interrupt, he didn't judge, he simply listened. Because he knew, sometimes the most healing thing is being understood. His own tears had prepared him to hold space for others. Ayan realized that a life without tears is not a strong life, it is a shallow one. Depth comes from feeling. 5. The quiet promise. Standing at another turning point in life, Ayan made a promise to himself: "I will never shame myself for feeling again." No matter how hard life became, he would remember, trying matters, feeling matters, tears matter. Your tears are not proof of failure, they are proof of effort, they are proof of courage, they are proof that you showed up, and that matters more than you know.